Hi everyone, welcome back to another video, another Q&A video. It's been a while, oh my goodness. I don't even remember what was the last time I made a Q&A video. So a few days ago, I have asked you guys to ask me questions on YouTube on this picture right here. And you have asked your questions and I'm here to give you your answers. There were questions asked about my personal life, about my marriage, and about my career. I'm gonna go ahead and start off the video with the very first question that was asked. How long have you been married and how was to get married to someone way different than our culture? Nothing in a bad way, just interested. Thank you for your answer and good luck to you. We're here to support you. Thank you so much, by the way, for your support and for your support in general. This is a very, very big question to answer. When it comes to marriage, guys, I have to let you know I did not have any plan of getting married to someone from different country. I had no plan of marriage at all when I was younger, to be honest. I was very career driven person. You know, when I was 18 years old, I had a dream of going to a different country for study, you know, go and pursue my dreams on my own. I wasn't thinking about the relationship. I wasn't thinking about marriage at all. So I had the vision in my mind and I was going to follow it. But again, life happens, you know. It's so interesting, you know, when you don't plan for something or when you don't try to achieve something, it just happens all of a sudden. I don't know what it is, but the universe is very interesting. You know, when you fight for something, it takes much longer and it is much harder to achieve it. But when you give it up, it just happens. This is exactly what happened to me. Now, when you are in a headspace of, you know, achieving your dreams, you know, concentrating on your career, improving your English, you tend to go out there to meet people, you know, from different countries, for example, to improve your skills. I was in a hunt of improving my English, and this is how I met my husband. You know, we both had no plan of getting in a relationship or getting married in the future. It just happened from as our relationship developed. So we started off as friends and then slowly moved to being in a relationship. So this is a long journey, you know. Maybe someday I will make a dedicated video about how we met, you know, in the first place and how everything developed, and I would call it as a beautiful marriage now. I'm very proud of us and I'm very proud of our marriage. I have to mention that. But in the beginning, I had no plan of getting married to someone from different country. I am not against for getting married to someone from my country, or I would say I wasn't. For me, what was important, I wanted someone who would understand me as a person. You know, I am very driven. I do have ambitions in life. There are some amazing Uzbek guys out there who will take care of you really well, who will treat you as equal as possible, do things like partners. This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted someone who would treat me equal like him, and we would just be like a partners. You know, it's not like you have a boss over you who would tell you to do something or who would manage everything for you. I did not want that kind of easy life. I wanted to be able to go out there, pursue things on my own. I wanted to be independent, and I wanted someone who would support my dreams and my goals. Excuse me. Another thing that I have to say for this question, guys, being married to someone completely different from our culture is a learning journey. You know, you get to learn the person as you are in a relationship or as you are in a marriage. It made my perspective much bigger about the world, you know, because it wasn't just me with all Uzbek culture. It was me with something completely different or with someone completely different from different world. It is fascinating on its own. It is very exciting, very challenging, and at the same time it is beautiful. It all depends how open you are when it comes to getting married to someone. You know, I wouldn't encourage you to be close-minded. Leave your mind open for certain situations. You never know where it will take you, and it might be the best decision that you have ever made in your life. Moving on to the next question, guys. Hi, I really like the videos in which you talk about Uzbekistan. How was your life like for you in Uzbekistan? Did you like it there? How was school? Like in Uzbekistan, there are so many things I want to know about this country, but the information in English are very limited, especially on YouTube. Thanks in advance and greetings from Algeria. That is a very good question, you know, that's so funny. There isn't many YouTube videos out there that talks about my culture, that talks about my country in general. So now, to answer this question one by one, how was my life like in Uzbekistan? Now, I gotta be honest with you guys. When I was in Uzbekistan, when I was in my country, I wasn't a typical Uzbek girl. I was a girl who would always wear shirts, you know, like wearing big headphones, listening to music, you know, always backpack, going to English school to learn English. It was easy and also hard to make friends because I was so different. When you're not blending in well with the crowd that you live in, obviously it makes it harder for you to get along with people. So it was, I would say, love and hate relationship. I love the culture that I lived in, you know, how friendly people are there, how they're willing to, you know, help you as much as they can, and how, you know, they treat you well, and that there is such a strong family ties in my country, you know. Living in Uzbekistan, I was really dependent on my family. I used to consider myself, I'm an independent, I make good money on my own, and you know, I want to be able to go out and just live by myself, to be completely independent. But coming here, I realized how much dependent I was on my family. So it obviously makes you much stronger when you step out of your family zone and then live the life by your own standards. I really do miss living with my family, and I do love the fact that my family do have each other to support them. Here, unfortunately, I don't have a family except my husband, and it makes your life much harder in this sense, versus, you know, living in Uzbekistan, where there's lots of family members, your friends, your relatives. It's again a love and hate relationship. I did like certain things, I did not like certain things. How was school like in Uzbekistan? Now, the school system in my country is not that strong, especially if you're in high school or mid school. Obviously, the education that you get is very limited. But once you are out of high school and you're pursuing a career in college or in university, there are better options out there. So this is an Uzbek question. Yes, I am married. By the way, most of you have never heard me speaking Uzbek, and some of you have asked me to speak in Uzbek in my videos. My videos are catered towards all people. You know, I don't want to be limited to Uzbeks only. This is not my goal on my channel. When someone watches my video, I want everyone to understand my videos, you know, from my language. That's why I try to make my videos in English, you know, 100%. But there are days that I try to speak in Uzbek, you know, when me and my husband like making a challenge, you know, English versus Uzbek. In case you haven't watched those videos, I'll link them down below. We're gonna move on. Kevin asks, do you still take sports research biotin, and how long after you started seeing results? My hair is thinning and falling. I'm scared to even wash my hair because of how much hair strands I see in the bathroom drain. I'm also scared to take a biotin because I read that it causes acne breakouts on the face. I have to let you know, I do feel you, totally feel you. I have a hypothyroidism. If you guys don't know what it is a certain hormonal, what do you call this, like disorder. You know, when your hormones are not producing enough in your body, you start to lose hair, you know, you start to lose the size of your brows, and it actually messes up with your energy level. It messes up with your weight. You start to gain weight much quicker but lose much harder. And maybe I'll make a dedicated video about hypothyroidism in the future. But to let you know, I totally understand what you're saying, but I would also recommend to go and get a blood test. You know, what probably is causing the hair loss. You know, there are so many different types of hair loss. The way I discovered my illness is when I saw that there were certain patches on my scalp. You know, I was losing a lot of hair, and I was like, okay, something is wrong, because I never had a problem with my hair before. So I started going to doctor and then show the difference, how much hair I've been losing. And they did a blood test and they figured out that, it was the thyroid problem. So ever since then, I've been taking the medicine, or I would say medication, every single night. But again, there is like a pros and cons of taking medication. I can't speak today. Taking medication for certain disorders. Highly recommend to go out and get a blood test, see what's causing it. But the sport research Biotin probably is the best biotin supplement I have tried. And I would highly recommend it. That particular one does not cause breakouts. If you do get the 5000 mcg, that one won't cause breakouts, and it's actually made of pure natural ingredients. There is no fillers in there. That's why I made a dedicated video about best and worst biotin, because I saw the results of it myself, the worst one and the best one. So yeah, highly recommend the sports research. I think it's one of the best ones. So the next question comes from Maruf. It's again in Uzbek language. Again, a lot of people ask me to make a video in Uzbek. I again do not make Uzbek videos for only Uzbeks. I make videos for everyone. And but if you want to listen something that I speak in Uzbek, so what can I speak? I can speak ما حاضر so'ralgan savoliga javob berishga harakat qilaman. So there you go, you got some Uzbek. My Uzbek is actually getting very, very rustic. I speak in Uzbek only with my family, but obviously I have to speak in English here. So anyway, it's a challenge, guys. And now we're gonna move on to the last question, guys. The last question, you're precious as always. Thank you very much, Alexander. I am flying to Almaty to see her, okay, in November. What's the official Uzbek rules for proposing? If you want to propose the Uzbek girl, in my opinion, you have to approach the parents. You have to approach the father first. Usually in Uzbek culture, the fathers do make the main decision, usually, not always. What do you call this? Like getting the acceptance of the father and also mother play a huge role. Once they are accepted you, everyone is gonna accept you. Bring something to the table, bring a bread. For example, bread is a big thing in my country. Try to act like you are willing to do so much more for your girlfriend to live a happy life, because no matter what kind of culture you are, every single parent wishes the best for the child. So they want to make sure that the guy who wants to take their girl, is a good one, will take care of the girl and will treat her the best way he can. So show the willingness that you're willing to put the work into the marriage, and that you will be the best guy that they could hope for. I think this is the last question. Yep. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed the video and got to know me a little bit. In case you're interested about the Uzbek culture, hopefully this video has helped you a little bit to get to know my culture, my background, where I came from. And in case you were interested about my marriage, hopefully again, you got the answer that you're looking for. And yes, it is a journey, guys. I would encourage you to stay open, be open for the possibilities. Don't be closed-minded. Don't be closed-minded. This is what sets a lot of people back in life, that they are very limited. Their mind is very limited, whether it's marriage, whether it's a career, achieving things, going somewhere. It's keep your mind open, and yes, trust in life. It will take you wherever you're meant to be. So all right, guys, I'm gonna leave you alone now. You guys have a great day, enjoy whatever that you're doing, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day, guys. Bye.